Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers. I'm here for another sales update of what I sold on eBay and Amazon merch for the week of June 3rd through the 9th, 2019. 17 things sold for me this week. I'm just going to show you 10 that I thought were unique and learning opportunities. So let's start off with this Structo truck from the 50s. This is from an estate sale I went to last year, and it was uber competitive. This one guy that is really into selling toys obviously was being rather rude. If you have watched me for any length of time, you probably remember the story. But anyway, I grabbed this without doing any kind of research, and I did a little research. I thought it was going to be worth more, but it wasn't worth all that much, so I paid a little too much. Anyway, someone offered me $50. I took it. I collected $59.26. I spent $25 on this truck. And it wasn't in, super awesome shape. It had the fabric was quite old and tattered. But anyway, I spent $5.43 on eBay and PayPal fees and $8.25 on shipping for a total profit of $20.58. And it took 9 months to sell. Another interesting item I sold was another sword out of my dad's estate. He had written a note that perhaps this was a West Point, but there's no confirmation on this. And I think for this one, in this little area, this little oval, there was usually an emblem of some sort of witch academy, because these could come out of prep school academies, right? So you don't really know until, someone can identify it and say, yes, this is from that academy. Anyway, so it's an unknown academy. Someone offered me $90 and I jumped on it. So I collected $105.59. I didn't spend any money on it. $9.67 in fees, $12.71 in shipping for a total profit of $83.21. And it took a week to sell. This is Sarah Coventry. So this was one of those things where people had parties, sort of like Tupperware parties, but they were jewelry. Is an American designer, and an estate sale I went to in the last couple months, she was obviously the woman who had the house, obviously sold the stuff, and so there was a lot of Sarah Coventry, and people I don't think that were perusing through the jewelry. There was just like, they had spread out an entire queen size bed of costume jewelry, and so I was trying to pick out the pieces that matched and trying to get things that went together, and obviously a lot of the stuff was new. But anyway, this sold, as well as this one, which was brand new. It was still in the plastic, but there was nothing that went with it. So both of these were brooches, and again, it was signed. They're just, they just sell well. I can't say that they bring in a lot of money. So anyway, the other one sold for $9.99. This one sold for $14.99 with free shipping. Luckily, I was able to combine it. So on this one, I have written down that each of those cost me $1, so $2 total. 91 cents in fees, $3.28 on shipping on that one, and the other one was $137. So I made $4.80 on this one, but I made it be the shipping one, and the other one I made $12.62, but they only took a month to sell. So I think this brand in general does okay. You're not going to make a ton of money. Sometimes if you can collect the brooches and earrings and necklace and, get a full set, they can be worth a little more. So this is the first of many signs I have listed. They're plastic from the 70s. Some of them are quite inappropriate. I spent up on this whole lot, but all in all, I think I spent maybe $1 per sign. So hopefully I'll be able to recover my money. But this one sold for $14.99. This was probably one of the more tame of them. I'm kind of marketing them as man cave. Anyway, so it sold $14.99. I collected $18.48. Spent about $1, and total profit on that was $12.83. It took a week to sell. So you'll see those scattered about. Soap on a rope. I don't know if you're a kid of the 70s like me, but we always got my dad these because we couldn't come up with anything more creative for Father's Day. I don't know that he ever used them, and obviously this estate didn't use them either. And this one sold for $14.99. I collected $19.32. Spent about $1.50 on it, and my total profit $11.72. It took 3 weeks to sell. Still have one left. This, I bought it in an estate sale last year. It was a phenomenal estate sale. A lot of the stuff is already sold, but this had all the original bits and bobs to it, including paperwork. So it finally sold for $92.99. I had it on sale over the weekend, and it was free shipping. So I collected $92.99. I spent $25 on this. This was the only doll. There was a whole wall of Madame Alexander dolls, and this is the only one that I bought because it was the only one that was worth more than what they were asking. So my total profit on that, I spent $8.25 on shipping, and I just mentioned that because it was free shipping. So my total profit was $51.23, and it took 13 months to sell. Adidas, this hat, I feel like has a long and sordid history in the sense that I got so many lowball offers, and then one guy was semi-rude and was like, "Why are you asking so much money for this hat?" And so I politely responded, basically, because there aren't any others available on eBay, and they've sold for more than what I'm asking in the past. So I feel like, do I need to explain economics, supply and demand to you? $41.84 is what it sold for with free shipping. I spent $2.50 on this at Goodwill. Total profit $32.15, and it took 3 months to sell. Pitch to Berry. I just I show this to you. I picked this up at a Goodwill, I think, or actually at, nope, that's wrong. Yeah, I did at a Goodwill bins. So I actually don't have very much into this at all. I maybe have $1 at most because it's by the pound. But I also had this little baseball from my dad's estate, and I don't have any need for it. So I lotted the two together to make it more attractive because there's lots of these shirts on eBay, but none with a baseball. So it sold $18.59 with free shipping. I spent about $1, and my total profit was $10.77. It took 5 weeks to sell. So there's something interesting and sort of an approach you can take. Sometimes if one thing isn't worth much and you have something that's related, you can put them together and make a lot and make a little more money. And this one I threw in there. This is more out of that lot from Goodwill with the video that I did, What's It Worth? Bags of junk on the wall. So it sold for $9.29 with free shipping. I spent about 25 cents on this. $5.35 was my total profit, and it took 6 months to sell. So looking at the numbers, 17 items sold for $452.21. I collected $519.21. I spent $62.50. A lot of that was the doll and that camper. $47.59 in fees, $82.67 in shipping. Total profit $326.45. Amazon, I sold 15 shirts. 2 of them were returned. I sold probably at least 75 of these shirts. So two getting returned, I fully expected that. Anyway, the royalties from Amazon merch, the print on demand, $47.69 for total profit, $374.14 for the week. So another solid week, especially for this time of year. We should be hitting summer slowdown. Keep having those sales because that really made a big difference for me this week. I put everything on sale for 7%. I'm doing clothes 20% off. I also find that if it has an end date, most people aren't watching your store, but they see that it's going to end tomorrow, the sale. They don't know how long it's been going on. That motivates them to get in the game and to go ahead and purchase the things. So that's kind of the system I've been using lately that seems to work for me. So I had a weird return this week from Canada. I got a jacket bounced back to me. It was a big sale. Unfortunately, I'm not really sure why it didn't go through. I talked to eBay and the post office. They both recommended that if I tried to resend it, there was another chance that it was going to fall through again, and it was a $40 ship. So I ate that. That was a bummer. Plus, I just relisted the jacket, so that's not any big deal. But that always hurts to get the shipping cost included in your losses. So unfortunately, I don't know what I'm going to do about Canada if they're not going to take brand new jackets. It was just a starter jacket. It was a Giants jacket that I sold a couple weeks ago. Anyway, so that's something that happened to me this week, which was a little bit of a bummer. I didn't include it in, I included it in last month's accounting, so I didn't show that this week, but the post office said a lot of stuff's been coming back from Canada, for some reason, and she said to specify exactly what the jacket was made of. So she said if I had just said polyester, it might have gone through. So that's another little tip for you from the post office here locally, that you need to list the contents very specifically about what's going across to our neighbors to the north. So with that, I want to wish you guys happy sales and lots of good treasures out there. And if you want, go ahead and like this video or dislike, and let your friends know that I'm around, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.